Hi everyone, welcome back to the Brightmines and the Dwarf Fortress tutorial. I am Sir Tristan. There was no video last week because I was out of town for the whole week celebrating Memorial Day and just having a family vacation. So I hope you had a fantastic Memorial Day if you're in the States, and if you're not, I hope you had just a great week. One of the biggest things that I was looking forward to on my vacation was getting back here to get back into some recording, some Dwarf Fortress, and some of my other games that I got going on. So I am super excited to get back to it. So let's dive right in. In the end of the last episode, I was talking about engraving, and I have my fellow, well, he's not here right now, but Kane, currently getting a drink, is engraving, well, first smoothing, and then going to engrave this room down here. And I have a few other things I want to cover in this episode. We'll see how far we get. There he goes. He's back at it again. And hopefully by the time he's done with this, or by the time we're done talking about something else that I want to talk about, we can go back up here and look at the smoothing and engraving. So I set my miners to kind of dig way, way, way down. And you can see I'm going down, 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 very far down. Mostly just to kind of explore what's beneath me. And I realized as I was doing this, I never really talked about verticality and why doing one giant pillar is a good idea. This is a common practice with a lot of Dwarf Fortress players, and the reason why is because moving vertically up and down different levels takes the same amount of time as moving tile to tile to tile left and right. And so because the straightest path between 2 points is always a line, a vertical up and down stairway is always the fastest way to traverse vertically. So if a dwarf had to go from, say, the dining room here down to get food, and then maybe they had to store something down here, it would just be a very short trip to walk here to the stairway, go down one. I mean, obviously going here would be long, and then coming back down is just one step as well. So that's why you often see a lot of just kind of vertical stairways. Some people do ramps. I've tried ramps sometimes instead of stairs, and I find that they basically do the same thing. But one thing I didn't talk about when I started talking about designations way, way early on is that you can designate, just like you can designate, let's just kind of do a test here, just like you can designate horizontally like this, and the 2D, you can also designate multiple tiles in the 3D. So I'm going to go down to where I stopped designating here, there. And I'm going to start right here in the upper right corner. I'll go down one. And remember, as always, if you are new to Dwarf Fortress, you don't know what buttons to press, go ahead and turn on Annotations. And for the important button prompts that I've not really covered before, I'll have them listed down here at the bottom in the annotations. If you know all the buttons and you don't need that help, then make sure you turn annotations off so that I don't spam you. But we're going to press D and then press I to do an up-down stair. And I'm going to do the 3x3 kind of like this, right? You've kind of seen this before. But instead, let's line it up again. I'm going to go D, I. I'm going to go down. And then instead of just pressing enter like this, I'm going to actually go down. Let's see, let's actually line this up better. I'm going to cover this. I'm going to go down several stairs or several flights, press enter. And then once I go back up, you can see that 3x3 has actually been mirrored across all 6 layers. So that means that I can make this staircase very easily. So I'm going to do the same thing, go enter, go down to make sure I'm lined up, and I'm going to go just hold shift and period. I'm going to go way down. Way down. That's about as far as it goes. Wait a minute. Oh no. Did I mess it up? No, I didn't. Okay. This is as far as it goes. So now I have a column that basically stretches the entire length of the fortress vertically. And I got that center line. I want to get rid of that. So I'll go to the very top one and I will press X to get rid of it. Press enter in the middle, then go back down. And And then I've cleared out the center tile. So now it'll be a 9x9 all the way down with the space in the middle for aesthetics. And the dwarves will just dig that out. And a lot of times they will go vertically before they go horizontally. So they might dig way down like 1 or 2. See, you can kind of get like with 1 or 2 stairs carved out all the way down. And eventually they're going to hit something that I will talk about in the future, but when it happens, we will definitely know because it will be paused. What's that? At the bottom, Unib Zernifron has grown to become a genuine cock. I assume that's going to be an animal. Yeah, there he is. What on earth is that? Go to the unit. Press V. No. Press Z. No. K. That was the button I'm looking for. K. A small ground-dwelling bird. It is a featherless head and eats seeds and insects. It moves about in groups. He is incredibly skinny yet gigantic overall. His feathers are brown, his skin is pink, and his eyes are black. So it's a flightless bird of some kind. Good to know. He's a pet, so I can't really do anything with him anyway. Okay, so let's go back down to how close are you, Kane? He's still got a ways to go. So I think what I will do is I'm going to start talking about defense a little bit more. And this entrance here to my base is pretty exposed. And anybody can just walk up in there. Not very good for me. So what I want to do is I want to build a bridge. Excuse me. I want to build a bridge that I can basically pull back whenever I need to protect the entrance. So if I get a siege and, you know, let's say, a siege can appear on any side entrance. Let's say a siege of 20 goblins appears right here. Right, they could just march straight up, straight into the fort, and I couldn't do anything about it. So the first thing I want to do is build a bridge. So that's going to be in the build menu. No. And under B for build. And we are looking for a bridge right there. Bridge is going to be G. I'm going to press enter. And just like you've seen before, I can use the U, M, K, and H keys to change the height. So obviously I want to make sure it covers the entire left and right section. So that would be a good fit. And I could make it really as big as I wanted to. I think what I will do is I will make it maybe like this. I think that's pretty good. Another really important thing for your bridge on the right side, you can see W, A, D, X, and S changes the direction that it raises. So if I hit W, you'll see it will raise this way. So, you can't really see it vertically, but basically this line of X's will stack on top of this line, and then both of those lines will stack on top of this one, and so on, until it basically creates a wall that enemies can't pass or see or shoot through. That will be right here. If I do, that was W. If I do A, it will raise to the right. So this line would stack here, and then these two lines would stack here, and so on. A D will do this way, X will do down, and then S will do what's called retract, which basically means that instead of doing one on top of each other, it kind of stacks them in a line, and you can still see and shoot over them. So that's not what I want. I want it to do W, which will raise it that way. I'm going to press enter to place it, and then I'm going to need 7 different items to build this bridge, and I actually think I want to make it something pretty sturdy. So let's do marble. I press enter, and I could do enter every time, enter, or I can do shift enter to select all, and it'll just pick the rest. If I hit Q, which is my select building preferences, it needs architecture, which I'm almost positive I have somebody doing architecture. I may not. I may have to set that up actually. Let's go over to Dwarf Therapist, find architecture. I think it's way over here somewhere. Nope, of course not. It's probably way over here. It's not. Where is architecture? I swear. There it is. Oh, I have nobody doing architecture. Nobody at all. Okay, so let's just assign someone. It doesn't take off. It's not something that happens often. So where is our mechanism guy? Right here? No? Right here? Yes, Yumen Cho. Let's also make him architect. And we'll commit that. And let's see what he's doing in Dwarf Fortress. Yumen Cho is no job, which is good. Which means he should come over and approve the construction of this bridge very quickly. Let's take a look. There he goes. He's constructing the building. I think that's maybe... Where is he at? Are you getting something? Are you getting... Oh, no, I canceled the job. I'm dumb. Build. Bridge. What did I say? 6? There. Retracts. Raises up. There we go. Marble. There we go. Okay. I didn't mean to cancel the job. Let's actually go here. We're going to go to Z. There we go. Okay, so he's going to drag these guys up one at a time. Well, that's going to take a while. That's going to... What happened? Oh! Okay, wow. I didn't expect this to happen so quickly, but actually, I guess the time is right for that. So we may have to put our talk on bridges on hold. You can see at the bottom, Thab Buzzadatan, the Dwarven child, is taken by a Fey mood. He's got the exclamation mark right there. Let's unpause it. See what he does. He does nothing. That's a big problem. A big problem. So let's go to the Dwarf Fortress Wiki and type in moods. There's a lot to moods. Here you go. Periodically, individual dwarves are struck with an idea for a legendary artifact and enter a strange mood. Dwarves which enter a strange mood will stop whatever they are doing and pursue the construction of this artifact to the exclusion of all else. They will not stop to eat, drink, sleep, or even run away from dangerous creatures. If they don't manage to begin construction of the artifact within a handful of months, they go insane and die soon afterward. So the type of mood we have is a Fey mood. Yes, a Fey mood. Has the aspect of one Fey. This is the most basic strange mood. Fey dwarves will clearly state their demands when the workshop they are in is examined. So the problem is I don't have the workshop built that he needs. So before I unpause the game and do anything, I need to do that. I need to build that workshop. So let's see what type of workshops. Can I look here? There should be a list somewhere. Chances are what it is it's a craft dwarf workshop, because I have pretty much all the others. Let's do a Control F for workshop. A dwarf will claim a workshop according to their highest applicable skill. Oh, no, there's a bunch that I don't have. Okay, well, most artifacts that I've seen have been craft dwarfs, so let's actually go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and assign one of these guys to craft dwarf making, and that actually covers a few different things. Wood crafting is one. Bone carving is another, which maybe I'll turn on, but let's go ahead and just go to wood crafting. Let's find someone who doesn't really have another job. Here you go, Deagle. We're gonna make you a wood crafter. Turn off beekeeping and gelding. Give you a custom name. Who can we go with? Let's go with wonderful old Sid. By the way, if you ever want a dwarf named after you, please let me know in the comments down below. I have plenty to name, and I will gladly do that for you. Alright, so I got Sid. I got him set up as a wood crafter. Let's go down to the section that I've kind of set up here. For extra workshops, I'm going to do B for build, W for workshop. We're looking for craft dwarf, which is right here. R is going to be the shortcut. And just like every other workshop, we'll just place it, let's just place it here in the corner. Make it out of granite because it's right next to it. Go ahead and unpause it. We need stone, wood, stone, or bone working. So hopefully very soon. There we go. There he is. And let's actually turn that on. Now that I think about it. We got wood. Let's get stone crafting turned on for Sid. There we go. And bone crafting is going to be... I'm sure some of you that are familiar... Oh, there it is. I'm sure some of you that are familiar, like, it's right there. It's right there. Look at it. Right there. Okay. Anyway, I've got them all on him. So if I ever need to do any craft dwarf things, I will be able to. All right, let's go back to our Mood friend. Is he moving? There you go. There he goes. Okay, good. So that was the correct building that I needed. Good. I hadn't planned on talking about this at all, but here you go. He's claimed the workshop. The game has been paused, and it says, Thob Buzz-at-Datan has claimed a craft dwarf's workshop. Now he's running off to get materials that he needs. Where'd he go? Let's find him. I want to keep track of him. There's so many children. Jeez. There he is. Alright, so he's running out. He's going to go get a... Okay, just some wood. He's going to drag it back down. I'm glad this is actually happening because this gives me time. This gives Kane time to smooth out that room so it looks nice and pretty. Where'd you go? Thob. I was getting more wood. Okay. More wood. You can see our Humane Cho, our architect, slowly dragging the stones out there. He's got to build several. Alright, cool. So Thob has begun a mysterious construction with 2 oak logs. Now this is actually pretty fortunate for me, which means that because he started, it means that I had all the items that he needs to build this mysterious thing in my fort. Sometimes he doesn't sometimes you don't have them. Sometimes you don't have them, and if you don't have them, the dwarf is going to start going crazy, and he's going to sit there and he's going to just start daydreaming and screaming about the stuff that he needs. I'm going to see if I can find it on here. There you go. So here's the list, basically. Let's say that your dwarf gets called by a mood, and he goes and he's gathering materials, and then he just stops, and he doesn't start his construction. You'll see at the bottom he's going to start doing something. So in a Fey mood, he's going to start screaming, I must have blank. So let's say that I needed clear glass. If I didn't have it, so let's say he picked up those 2 pieces of logs, but he also needed clear glass to finish this construction. He would go back to the workshop, and then it would just flash over and over again. Thob screams, I must have raw clear glass. And he would just scream that over and over again. And if he never got it, he would eventually go insane and start either killing people or trying to kill people or, jumping off cliffs or doing whatever crazy dwarves do. If I then provide glass while he is screaming, I must have glass, then he'll run, pick up that glass, and start the construction. But this is actually a pretty good list, if you go to the wiki, of everything you should keep in your fortress at all times. Skulls, cloth, mirror cloth, leather, shells, bone stacks, crystal, glass, gems, bars, wood. That way, if you ever get caught by a mood, you'll never be left with an insane dwarf. Sometimes you just can't. Sometimes no matter what you do, you can't build the thing that you need. And if that's the case, you just have to figure out how to deal with your insane dwarf. Sometimes it's walling him off in a corner and never letting him... excuse me. Never letting him talk to anyone and just kind of leaving him there to die and starve. Sometimes it's posting military right around him and hoping that they can handle him, which usually they can if you've got a somewhat decent military. So we're going to let him do that. We're going to check on Kane down here. Oh, okay. Something else new that we haven't really covered yet is an expansive cavern deep underground. I'm going to pause the game, press enter, pause immediately. Getting over a bit of a cold, which is why I'm having to clear my throat so much, but you can see right here, my dwarves digging down have found this giant cave network. There's 2 of these in every fort, maybe sometimes one. I don't know exactly, but there's always at least one, sometimes two. And this is a giant, basically underground cave that extends the entire world. It's pretty expansive. It's pretty huge. Pretty huge. So before I dive down any further, I'm actually going to cancel these constructions. I'm going to do DX. And there's lots of dangerous things in the underground caverns. And so now that I've discovered them, I want to make sure that I don't accidentally leave an entrance. So here's the two stairs right here that I've gotten. I've not carved any others yet. And here you can see the entrance, this kind of diagonal corner here. So what I want to do is I want to build. Nope. Go back. I want to build. And I want to build, as you've seen before, a wall. So I'm going to press Shift C. I'm going to build a wall, W. I'm going to build the wall right. Where is it? Here? No. Too high up. This is actually in mid-air. That's going to be a problem. I need to build it here, but I can't. So let's instead build it. W. Let's build it here. Nope. Darn. This is actually kind of awkward. I was trying to build it in a way. So right now, this is in the air. There's like a set of stairs, and then there's this kind of thing in the air, which would be fine for anything that lives on the ground. But lots of cave things fly. So let's try this instead. Let's do D for designation. Remove stairs and ramps. Can I remove this right here? I can't. No, because that's actually below. So they ramp up here, and then they can cross. This is posing a bit of a problem. So instead, I think what I could do is... There's no easy solution to this whatsoever. Let's actually build... We can build a wall right here, I think. Let's do D. Nope. D. No. Sorry. B. Shift C. W for a wall. We'll place it right there. And we want to do whatever's closest. Garbro is pretty close. And then we want to come to the other side, I think. Yeah. And we'll do the same. Oh, no. No, I'm going to have the same problem here, aren't I? You know, I'm going to have to figure out how to sort this out, I think, and explain how I do it in the next episode, because I've come in a pretty awkward location, which is very unfortunate for me, and I'm going to have to figure out how to wall this off before anything crazy happens. Let's actually look at the unit list real fast. Okay, so good. So I think so far, here's a giant ohm. And I think that's really the only thing that's kind of appeared so far. Wild boar. Yeah, those are all above ground. Yeah, so the Forgotten Caves can be very dangerous if you don't have a plan. And my first plan is to always, as soon as I find them, to wall them off. So let me, in this episode right here, and I'll figure out a good way to wall them off. And then we will come back and we'll talk about more about the Forgotten Cave. Okay, I'm trying to go down to find it. We'll talk more about the Forgotten Cave. There he goes. More about the Fey Mood that is currently in progress. And hopefully we'll talk about bridges, moats, and smoothing and engraving stones. There's a lot to cover, as you can see. But thank you guys so much for joining me for this episode. If you guys have a specific topic you want me to cover for this series, this is a tutorial series after all, please let me know in the comments down below. I'll make sure to cover them as quickly as I can. If you guys had a great time watching this video, please think about hitting that like button down below. It helps me out a ton, helps grow the channel, and helps other players who are interested in learning about Dwarf Fortress find these videos. Cool, that was my little spiel for the end of the episode. Thank you guys again for joining me, and I'll see you next time.